In this series, I challenge your favorite content creators to a Hearthstone-inspired match of Master Duel. We both queue up 4 different decks, ban one, and then duel until someone wins with all the remaining lineup. This is Master Conquest. Today's Master Conquest guest is Jesse Cott. Jesse is widely regarded as one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh players of all time. He has multiple YCS wins, a World Championship victory, and even possesses the title of the undisputed Ultimate Duelist. Just look at that belt. While his portfolio already positions him at the top of the game, Jesse still continues to learn and master his craft to ensure he remains on Yu-Gi-Oh's Mount Rushmore. Looks like I've got my work cut out for me. Welcome back to another episode of Master Conquest. Today's guest is a player that most duelists would be terrified to sit across from, but I extended the challenge to him. Jesse Cotton, I am so happy to have you on this episode of Conquest. How are you this evening?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you?
I'm doing great, man. Jesse, you are a world champion, one of the most winningest players of all time, but you have your biggest challenge ahead of you. You gotta beat me. You gotta beat me in a best of 5.
That's my biggest challenge, not anything else, huh?
No, I don't know if you expected that, but I'm ready to claim the crown here. I'll become the world champion after that, right? That's how it works, huh?
That's what everyone says on Reddit, apparently. I've been I got tagged in those ones a lot.
Yeah, I beat him in a regional one time. I'm definitely better than him.
I'm, in fact, not invincible, yes. I can lose.
Jesse, it's to my understanding that also you're pretty familiar with the Conquest format. You have a little bit of roots in Hearthstone, huh? You've played a little bit.
Yes, I played one Masters Tour, which is really not that much in Hearthstone. But during COVID, I needed to scratch the competitive card game itch a little bit, so I did play some Hearthstone, which I know you still keep up with, but I kind of faded out.
Love it, but still, attending a Master Tour, man, that's not easy to do. It's just, you're good at card games, I guess. That's what you could say, right?
The format that I played in, it felt like Yu-Gi-Oh! It was the Quest Demon Lock, the Demon Seed.
Oh, fun times. Oh my god. That card is like permanently banned in Wild or something like that. It is way too good. It's crazy.
It's broken, yeah. Both the Warlock decks I was just really good with. And then Miracle Rogue I was also solid with. But I struggled in Conquest because in ladder I would play those 2 decks and I was good with them. But then when we got to I had to pick 2 more decks, I'm like, well, shit. I'm not really good with them.
Well, you've had a little bit of training. Let's see if you can port it over to Master Duel, which is, it's presumably your home, right? That's where you got all your credentials.
Oh, yeah.
For Conquest, we're going to reveal our 4 decks to each other. It is open deck list, so you'll be able to refer to it. And then from there, just take a look, see which one you're going to ban. I'll reveal my 4 to you first. My selection is like similar to the last episode I brought, but there's a lot of changes to it. I decided to bring, for my 4 decks, I decided to bring P.U.N.K Fiendsmith. I decided to bring Centurion. Okay. I decided to bring Snake Eye Fiendsmith. And for my last deck, a total wild card, I decided to bring SPYRAL.
You bring that because of me, or?
I'm bringing it because it seemed like it would have been a lot of fun. So
you know that I won YCS in Full Power SPYRAL. That's my first YCS win.
You act like you haven't won a billion YCSs, dude. That you said that's your first one?
It was my first YCS win, was with SPYRAL.
That's kind of
the
crazy.
Machine Dupe SPYRAL, yeah.
Oh man, well maybe you'll see some quick fixes here. For this episode of Master Conquest, I have my work cut out for me. Up against a literal world champion. Didn't think I'd ever be saying those words. I have got to be playing at the top of my level. And I also have to be bringing decks I'm super comfortable with and super confident with. And I think my lineup of 4 decks this time is going to bring me to victory. Some of the decks, while they might be similar to last Conquest episode, they did get a facelift. We're playing under the new ban list that goes into effect June 1st. But this deck here, Snake Eye Fiendsmith, is still going to be one of the best decks in the game. The only 2 changes is Bonfire and Original Sinful Spoils have gone to 1, but everything else in this still remains the same. With main deck Lacrima, the Fiendsmith engine on its own becomes a lot more self-sufficient, and we're able to branch off into those Snake Eyes plays, maybe set up a negate super early before we even start doing that. I'm very, very confident in my play with this list. I've done a lot of practice, gotten to Master 1 with it the last couple months here, so I think this is going to be my best bet to catch a win against Jesse. Also returning from last episode is the Centurion deck that MBT said he didn't want me to play at all. This was MBT's ban selection. It's one of my all-time favorites, so I was really upset I actually didn't get to pilot it against him. So we're going to bring it back to battle against Jesse, and this time removing the Horus engine from it, I placed back in the Bestials, which I think are much more slotted here. Now that I'm not playing those Bestials and some other weird engine or something like that, I think they can fit right at home in this list here. Super consistent, a lot of hand traps, 1 card combos able to end off on double Blazar, stuff like that. I feel like if we go first with this deck, we have a really good shot, but also going second, since it is packed high with hand traps, this is also going to be a really good chance to catch a win there. My beloved punks. Oh, look at them. They are so good in this episode. Last episode, we didn't have the addition of Rising Scale, but this inclusion of this brand new card brings this deck to an entire different tier. For our shared engine, I decided to reapply the Fiendsmith engine to this deck here. If we open up the Fiendsmiths, we can go into an early Wave King High Caesar to beat something like Nibiru. Necro Equip can trigger off of something like Ogre Dance or Foxy Tune, so we can get additional value, try to squeeze as much as we can out of there. That's just if we start with the Fiendsmith engine, but also this deck from the main Punk engine, once we go through the combo, we can also pivot into the Fiendsmith engine to end off additionally on a free Appaloosa. End board, if everything goes completely our way, should be a couple draws off the Punk cards and Jam Session Extreme. It should be an Appaloosa with 3 negates, a Punk Jam Fever, as well as the Jam Dragon Drive and the Shirakuzai setup to be able to bounce up to 4 cards on our opponent's turn. That's a lot of disruption, and in a shell that can still play a fair amount of hand traps here. I feel pretty confident with this. And the one wild card I decided to bring, this one, oh my god, it is a greedy choice. I'm bringing SPYRAL. This is by far going to be my greediest deck choice of them all. This is really only poised to go first. If I go second with this deck, there's probably no chance it can break any sort of board. But on the upside, there's a lot of crazy combos going first that if we can pull it off, if we can get through maybe one hand trap or something like that, we can end off on a full tri-linked board with Tri-Gate Wizard using Nightmare Griffin to make sure no monsters that aren't linked can't activate their effects. It has Appaloosa plus double Helix and Utility Wire Live, plus of course the sleeper to pop too. It is literally everything, almost impenetrable in any other matchup, but the problem is going second, this deck does nothing. It's vulnerable to Bestials, it's vulnerable to multiple hand traps, couple negates on the board just instantly stops my turn. If you stop my normal summon of Quick Fix and I don't have Resort to maybe protect it from targeting, I could very well just end my combo right there. I'm going to bank on the fact that I can force this to go first in a position and hopefully just be able to put through the combo and win, not even have to think about it. I know all the combos pretty well. I practiced them in and out, but this is the deck I am least confident with because I just really need to catch that one win with it. Let's see what Jesse brought and see how it stacks up against my lineup.
I got Water with me, everyone's favorite hand-ripping deck. I also got Branded. No shenanigans here for Gimme Puppet. Still a very good deck. And with the new ban list, Branded Fusion's at 2. I got Blue Eyes, which I think is the only other tier 1 deck right now. I think besides Prime Eye Blue Eyes is Snake Eye Fiendsmith. I thought this is a no-brainer. If you don't have a Snake Eye deck, you're kind of trolling. All right, so for Conquest, I have decided to bring what I consider to be the 3 best decks, or no, the 2 best decks, and then 2 other like tier 2 decks. In my mind, there's 2 tier 1 decks right now that are the best decks, and if you want to be competing, you need to be Blue Eyes and Snake Eyes. So you're gonna see both those from me. My other 2 decks I've decided are 2 decks which truthfully I'm learning a little bit, but I wanted to get ahead of the curve on and learn as the approaching the tournament season. I do think they're very good, so that's why I'm giving them credence. That is Branded and Water. So obviously they're all different engines, so I'm not gonna have to worry about any overlap between those. That being said, I don't think it's too important to have like a deck that preys on one matchup, because Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have like that much you can do in that way. For example, in some conquests, you'll see in like other games, people will target one matchup or one deck and then build a lineup that beats that one deck. I think the only things you can predict your opponent playing here are Blue Eyes and Snake Eye. And even then Blue Eyes isn't guaranteed because people like Prime Fiendsmith, in which case you wouldn't bring Blue Eyes. But if that's the case, the only thing you could target is Snake Eyes. And I think trying to build a deck that can beat Snake Eyes every single time is a very tall task, let alone 3 decks that do that. I went for the decks I felt were good coverage. It's gonna be hard for me to cover everything. I don't think there's anything I'm really scared of. There should be nothing interesting here. My Blue Eyes deck here, I think Nib is pretty solid right now versus both Blue Eyes because it can overextend into very easily, as well as Snake Eye. Actually, the ratios here are not correct. I adjusted this for some testing. Yeah, but I think this deck is super solid. Obviously, Drill Beam is a super powerful card. And this engine is super nuts for being very hard to interact with. So in grind games, there's almost nothing better than the Prime End engine. The Blue Eyes cards as well can give you some further interrupts, some further advantage, as well as Maiden and True Light being incredibly hard to interact with as well. So the whole point of this deck is it's kind of good in value games where you're trying to trade hand traps. These cards do really well into hand traps. Obviously, to make up the consistency issues there from the new ban list, there's 2 Reyes maps in. I've also got the other deck, which is Snake Eye. With the ban list here, obviously 1 Bonfire does technically hurt, same with 1 Original, but I don't really care. Fu and Droll are great in this deck for going second. Droll is also one where you can draw yourself, and it's completely fine. As well with the deck's ability to discard cards via Witch or Temple, you don't have a problem with dead cards in hand that much. And yeah, I think you can be very flexible with that. Yeah, not a super interesting list. Next up, we got my Branded deck list. This is the deck I know the least out of everything. I just kind of copied one of the best Branded players. This is his name. same. Yeah, I don't have much innovation to say here. I'd say the deck has just been getting unhit for some reason a lot. I can play 2 branded fusions because it's a new format. Oh, I should do that. But yeah, the idea here is just branded is a good deck. And I know you can't do the locks with the King Puppet anymore. Mirror Jade, Rindbrum, Albaz Fuse, Sanctifier's Fuse, Chaos, Star Source Dragon on their turn, Guardian Chimera. The deck still has very good disruptions, very good follow-up, and plays through both negations and removal relatively well. Obviously, it has some polarizing matchups, but I think it is worthwhile. And lastly is Water. Again, a deck I'm still kind of learning, but you get to play cards like Impulse, which is super good, as well as it's incredibly powerful going second, because Poseidon going second is just brutal. I'm choosing not to play Coelacanth here, because I'm kind of just testing the waters with it. If you have Coelacanth, you play better into cards like Droll, but it's even worse into Maxi. It's more bricks in the deck, so I decided to go for some more hand traps. You have the 6 Charmies and the Impulses instead, and you're honestly more comfortable going second a lot of the time, because that way if you get Maxi, you can just kill. But if you go first, there's still the Bear Statue line. Actually, you know what? I'm looking at it here. This is still a deck I'm learning, right? And you have to excuse some indecisiveness. I can go Bahamut, Lavirtue, and the part of the reason to do this is to get the Dragoons trigger, but then Lavirtue can add back from the grave. And somebody can also add Virtue Stream from deck to hand, and I'm not playing it, but I wasn't playing it when I was playing the Coelacanth because I had enough power in my turn 1. And now I'm debating, if I do not play Coelacanth, do I need more power in my turn 1? I want to search this card instead of the One of Talents because it's my 40th card. I'm gonna say, yeah, I'll put this in for now because I feel pretty comfortable going second anyways. It gives me less draws off the Charmies, but I think this is still powerful enough. One talent shouldn't make much of a difference. But yeah, this is still very powerful. So Bahamut, get this, search this. Shrine, discard on your opponent's turn to trigger Poseidra. Infantry as well, so you can do a bunch of stuff. Dweller, you can also lock them with this, and you have hand traps. So the idea here is the end board is still nuts. And Glacier Rip 2, obviously you cannot forget Moon Glacier. That's the decks. I imagine Snake Eye will get banned, so that's the expectation there.
Pretty good lineup there, dude. I gotta figure out what I want to get rid of, what I don't want to play against. I don't know if you know, I hate the branded deck with a burning passion. So I
did not know that.
Out of spite, I'm thinking about just getting rid of it. So
all right,
reveal your list, Jesse, in 3, 2, 1.
Okay. So we're going for the eyes, but not the same one.
Yeah, different eyes on different eyes, I guess. You decided to ban my Snake Eye deck. That is oddly, that's the one I'm most comfortable with, so I got my work cut out for me. I decided to get rid of Blue Eyes because I already saw Joseph play it, and I tell you what, I wanted to get a little variety in, so I'll play the branded deck just this time around.
For me, as I said, I think there are 2 tier 1 decks at the moment. It's Blue Eyes and Snake Eyes. You didn't bring Blue Eyes, so I'm going to get the other tier 1 deck. Also, it's the only deck that has 3 copies of Fualos, which both my Water deck and my Snake Eye deck do not really want to go up against, so if I can eliminate those from the equation, that'd be kind of nice.
All right. Well, let's get it on, man. Make sure you pick your first deck, and we'll decide the coin flip who goes first.
Be Blue Eyes. Sounds good.
So we're up against Jesse. First deck that I'm thinking about picking. This is going to be reserved for going first in the coin flip. I can't play my Snake Eye deck, which is what I would typically queue. Tell you what, I think the Centurion deck is going to be the best fit with all the hand traps to go up against a first one like Water or something. So I think that's what we're going to queue up. We're going to try that out. All right, let's duel. Good luck, Jesse.
So, playing with Water here. Since he doesn't like Branded, so I'm going to save Branded for later. Like, if I beat him in one game, I'll pick Branded next and try and just tilt him off into a 3-0. That being said, I think Water is just a good start.
All right, it's not a Nim Nim series unless I didn't win the coin flip that time. Certainly it's bugged. Do you think he'll be ready to reset? Little mulligan, huh?
Okay, going first is awesome. Obviously, 6 Charmies, the deck want to go second, but I'm not going to say no. And knowing there's no Fuwas in his deck, so it might be just one, is important. Interestingly, his decks are all 40 cards except for his P.U.N.K deck, so I'll know if it's P.U.N.K immediately. It is not P.U.N.K, so that means it's either SPYRAL or it's Centurion.
All right, couple hand traps were looking good. We got a Magnuma and a Veiler, and then this is full combo with Trudea if it goes through.
I only have one play here, so I have this pitch Dragoons, and we'll see how he reacts. I have Ash for Maxi as well, so this is actually a really good hand.
Okay, well, this is the first turn Water. This is like kind of what I expected to go against. He opened up insane. This is gonna be fine here. I think I'm gonna have to hold the Veiler for maybe something a little bit better. The Magnuma doesn't seem like it's gonna be doing much.
There's a toggle here immediately, so it could be Ash, could be Imperm. And I have access to his list, so I can check his hand trap toggles. If it's his Centurion deck, he has pretty much every possible hand trap in his deck. I think it'll resolve, so that makes sense, obviously. Abyss Rhine here is the hardest card to search from the deck, so let's go Abyss Rhine. Then if I get rolled here, it'll be a little annoying, but it resolves. Okay, so I'm probably gonna go Squad off this. So I'm gonna get Ashed probably on the Squad effect if I do this. Is that the end of the world? I don't. This is where not playing Coelacanth matters, and he knows I don't play Coelacanth. So what do I do in its place?
Oh, look at this guy, man. You don't open Depth Abyss, and all of a sudden the combos are so complex. I don't think he knows how to do them. My money's on that.
If I had added Shadow Squad instead, then he Ashes Dragoons, I'm stuck with nothing is the problem. So that's why I'm going to do that. Because I could have gone Minstrel here, but no, I think still fine. Again, this is a deck I'm not the most familiar with, so how it plays may not feel perfect. If it's a maxi toggle that I'm dealing with here, then Ash will stop this, but yeah.
That is so insane. I hate this carding. This card is so ridiculous. I'm already reading the same card. This is custom.
What did get it engraved though? If I draw a prince, I can use it. Resolves. And so his toggle is Imperm or Veiler, and he decided not to use it. That's all it really can be. Centurion. Only thing I really can send there. No, so he's holding his Veiler or his Veiler and Imperm for Glacia then, I guess.
Pretty sure I'm saving this Veiler for Mulling Glacia. Seems to be one of my only ways to not completely get thrashed.
Yeah, Dragoons. Good enough. And let's add Glacia from deck to hand, I think. Glacia. No, Glacia's kind of bad, actually. Just Prince. I think Prince is fine. That way I can just revive this and disrupt his field. Again, I really don't think I'm going to need to do much here. It's just a matter of playing slow.
Does he have Glacia in hand? He hasn't gotten to it yet. He could go Teus pitch still, and then that gets him 5 exact.
I expect this to get Veiler. The infantry in my hand is actually kind of annoying, because it means I can't send it off of Poseidra.
Interesting. What's the next step here? He's already normal summoned. Neptibus in hand. This is more than 5, so he's off of Mulling Glacia right now. If I Veiler this, I'm sure he still plays, but it feels like an impactful Veiler. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling it's going to be good here. I'm gonna use it here.
So he's thinking about Veiling here. He was probably gonna hold the Veiler for Glacia, but seeing that I have 6 engraved, yeah, he's gonna Veiler here. So it was Veiler. If he Veilered sooner, I would have been in a worse spot, truthfully. But this way I have like a follow-up with Maxi Ash, and I have some disruption, and that's really all I wanted, so that's why I feel okay about this. And this just floats, it's better to end on. Other toggle. Okay, so I think these toggles are Bestials, because the deck did have a bunch of Bestials in here, which is actually good for me. Those do literally nothing in this matchup. The end phase.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I made it to the end phase! Let's go! Okay, so we'll Magnamut during the end phase. Get a little Veiler action. Oh my goodness, dude, I can't believe it. The Veiler was huge there. That massive call out.
Yeah. Oh, that's the best Bestial you could have. A little unfortunate. That's fine. I'm not going to Ash this.
During the end phase, I got Lubellion in hand. I will pick up Druid Swarm. I'm going to hopefully go for a kill shot here. Big draw. Would have been nice last turn. Let's go start with Lubellion here. Do I got to worry about Drool and Lockbird in this deck? I mean, for my purposes, I'm going to need it with Primera. He does not play Drool and Lockbird, though, so I probably won't have to worry about it. We'll start with Bestial Lubellion.
I had a Druid Swarm, not Lubellion, which is a little interesting. I already have it. Yeah, so it's fine. So do I want to Maxi here? Yeah, I'll do this now. Because if he chains, he loses Lubellion, which does matter quite a bit to him.
Yep. Okay. Just call by the Grave It.
Is call by, sure. That's fine that he uses on that. Okay. So the next thing you want to hit in this deck is the tuners. It does suck that Lubellion's going to go through, but I think overall we'll do better against the Bestial cards than against the tuners.
Okay. Don't think there's going to be any other ways to banish. I could use this Bestial Lubellion here, but I think I want to save it on the field just in case I need to make something like Chaos Angel, or I need to convert this Trudea if it gets negated. So let's go summon Trudea and see where we go from there.
If he wants to draw off Regain, he's going to have to banish his Magnamut as well. Yep, so I can put that back in his hand, which I think I will do.
I don't know if I should be terrified about that.
That's just a second call by. This should resolve. Toggle there is just the Bestial, so I don't read too much into it.
This bounces now. Oh my god. Dude, I thought I ended his turn. Turns out that's not what happened at all.
So you probably should have gone Lubellion first, because this was pretty clear that I had. So send from deck to grave. Wait, all 3 Dragoons gone? Oh, it's in my hand. I don't want to burn anything here, so I'm just going to send this.
Alright, very well. Goes back to hand. Our turn is hardly over yet, though. We're going to go Lubellion on Magnamut. I'm going to get another draw off this Regained. If we can find the Field Spell or Emblema, we can still play. Alright, big draw. Big draw. Field Spell would be huge. Emblema would be big. Hand Trap or something to make sure I stay alive, right?
I have 2 Ashes. The thing is, I don't think there's anything else for me to Ash. I might just Ash this. His hand is Baldrake Trudea. I don't think it's another card he can use. What card would I be able to ash? It would have to be Emblema, Oath, or Stand Up. If it's Stand Up, I think I'm cooked either way. Yeah, Stand Up or Emblema, so I'm just going to let it rip here. I don't have to draw into those cards. Those cards... Like, Ash isn't great versus those cards anyways, so... The only thing really Ash is Primera, and he's already normal summoned. And if he has that extender, then he gets to go Baron.
Damn. I guess I'm just making Typhon. Alright, so we're going to bounce this because it gets a search if it's destroyed. And then we're just going to attack over the Poseidra. I think that's the plan. Okay. Drool and Lock on the crackback seems pretty good. Maybe it stops him from continuing to play. Maybe the Typhon's even enough to stymie his turn. I'm not feeling completely out of this.
Yeah, I shouldn't have added Dragoons. I don't know why I did that. Bench roll. Okay, I mean, that's pretty good. It might have bailed me out, to be honest.
Put your opponent's hand face up and banish a card from it. Okay, well, I mean, he takes probably Drool and Lockbird, I'd imagine.
Droll and Lockbird is the card he drew, so I mean, I'll hit the Droll. I just gave away that I have Prince in hand. All right, what am I trying to do here to actually close out the game? Because these pistols are kind of annoying.
I'm just going to leave the toggle on for a moment here. Try to use it next. Like, when he summons a monster, right? As soon as he puts one on the table, I can Baldrake, banish Lubellion, regain it back to draw a card, and then I can use that so when he special summons another monster from the extra deck, we can send the Druid Swarm to negate that and send another monster. I think that, like, kind of closes it.
Yeah, add this to hand. And infantry to summon.
Heavy infantry is fine.
Send this to grave. Bounce this.
Okay, so he is bouncing our Typhon, popping our Regained. I can't use this Baldrake for anything. We're going to let the Druistorm go around. I don't want to summon the Baldrake because then it just evaporates. He just attacks it instead. So this is going to resolve. This is going to be okay.
The toggle's just a Baldrake, so we can get a draw, but that's whatever. I mean, I could Ash it as well, and I might Ash it. So I'm going to Prince Ad Abyss Rhine. Okay, I think I see what I'm supposed to do. I have a third squad in the deck, right? Sure, 1, 2, yeah. I can send the Prince. Special summon it, yes. Special summon Alteus. And I want to bring back Dragoon.
Special Teus. Okay. I think now is the time to summon the Baldrake.
So Baldrake here. So this will force me to use from battle phase, unfortunately. Because now if I go into my rank 7, he just nukes my field, which I do not want happening.
Okay. Force the battle here. I mean, this is kind of what I had to do, because otherwise he makes a 7 here or something like that. I mean, he's still going to accomplish that, but...
This is going to revive another Dragoon, right? It's just going to be at level 4, doesn't matter what.
Oh, they're just making up cards. Oh, my goodness.
Go into Bahamut Shark. This will get me access to Lavirtue Dragons. Lavirtue will check the Trudea, which is important. This lets me grab from back to hand.
Got a Virtue Stream. What am I not? I'm Virtue Stream. I'm not familiar with that. Oh, that's what that is.
So yeah, that's the discard later.
The Fish Icarus attack is so annoying.
I wish that was cost. We got to trigger it, but yeah, this to my hand, right? Yeah, because this gets me a bounce. What about the pop? Bounce into summon or a pop? Let's get the bounce. Should all be garbage. I haven't normaled yet, but that's irrelevant. Not important at all.
Okay. I gotta beat the Icarus attack. Unlikely. Draw. It's a good draw. Oops. Well, I didn't mean to do that. That was a mistake. Well, now I just lose. Whoops.
We still have Ash. That doesn't matter either.
Okay. I mean, this is a mistake, 100%, but I've already committed to it. So we're gonna promote this.
I could have popped in the draw phase, but whatever. This is still fine.
Okay. Am I glad he used it here? I mean, he knows I have Trudea. So, I mean, at that point, there's an answer.
So it's just Droll and Trudea. So this should just be guaranteed lethal.
This has no material. We'll send the one card with material. Last hope. Summon Trudea. He knows I have this though, so.
Maybe I should have gone infantry here because now I don't have lethal, so it's a little weird, but it's probably fine.
Tough break, yeah. I thought that was close, actually. I think I played that okay. See, he's sending, like, Teus to the graveyard. Like, that's all he has left. He doesn't have any names or anything. I don't know. By some divine intervention, if I survive a turn, maybe I can make a comeback.
Now I have Impulse for a summon, which is pretty good. Teus. Does that represent lethal? No targets.
Hitchmull Glacia. Yep. So he's had it since like the start of the game. He just couldn't get to 5, I guess, or something like that. Oh. Oh, okay, well that does it.
This should be more than enough to kill him, finally. This would have been a fine interrupt as well, because I can trigger this during either player's turn with banishing Virtue Stream. So I could have thrown away the Ash in order to get damage if I hadn't drawn game.
All right, good game. Good first game there, Jesse. Oh my god, I almost took it though with that Valor. Very smart play there, I think. I think I played this as best as I could have. All right, that was a really good first game. I'll give it to you. That was close. That Valor I hit, I knew something was up. I was like, where's this Glacia coming? What's the deal?
You didn't really hide it. You had toggles on the entire time.
Well, yeah, I know, but I was like wondering. I was like, he's at like 4, and then he's gonna go like you summon Pike. I was like, oh, this guy summons Pike and he doesn't know the combos. It's always summoning Neptibus.
Well, didn't have Neptibus. What do you want me to do?
Yeah. All right, that was a close one though. Okay, so get to pick a different deck, and then I will elect to go first because I lost.
Sounds
okay.
good.
All right. Good luck in the next game.
All right. So now we'll rock out with Brandon. Try and get in this head. That game slipped a little further away than I would have liked. I think the mag hurt, but there were a couple small decisions that made it a little closer than it should have been. I still feel like I was in a rather good spot most of the time. The Minstrel topic actually helped a lot. If I draw a Minstrel for turn there, or an Activator Dragoon was wrong. Definitely a lot needed to work there. As I said, the decks I'm learning here are branded and water. Mistakes are natural, part of the learning process. I'm not trying to act like I'm perfect. That's why we duel. If I wasn't going to show you guys any duels where I lost or misplayed, it'd be pretty, setting a pretty bad example for you guys.
I could take the Centurion back for a spin. I could play the P.U.N.K. I can't play Snake Eye. Spiral's like a safe pick. Well, Spiral's my going first pick if I want to try to like EM it through. One thing, Jesse has Nib in all 3 of his decks. That's terrifying. It's going to be pretty bad. I'm going to take the Spiral in. I'm going to see if it works out. Maybe I can win going first here. No nibs. Cross our fingers. No nibs. All right. Would you believe that I'm a higher rank than the Jesse Cotton? Dude, I am Master 1. This guy's still in Diamond. Does he even play this game?
Brandon is pretty good going second. If it's Spiral, though, I'm not going to lie. That's kind of ass. I might just get cooked. 20 cards in this deck. Always good start. Oh, my hand's good. 40 card again. So it's not P.U.N.K. It is either Centurion or Spiral. You probably pick Spiral if he's going first, right? It's part of the reason you pick like go first turbo deck. In terms of interrupt, though, a big thing his deck is lacking is he actually has no spell and trap negations in his Spiral deck.
All right. Okay. So this hand totally plays. I'm thinking it's 1 for 1. I try to bait out some sort of interaction. Summon Quick Fix. Oh my god, no interaction. I love to see it. I think I'm getting the souls here so I can summon Quick Fix, get the rescue, and then draw 2 more cards.
So a lot of Spiral decks play, what's it called? Like some other FTK sort of win button card. Like there's some weird artifact card you give to your opponent you can do, or Curious Griffin of Floodgate, because the end field is not very diverse for this deck, unfortunately. It's probably still good enough, and I think people are like overreacting when they do play these cards. I think Gage's approach is actually fine. But it's like Apo, IP, Sleeper. And it's like a Snake Eye board. That's not a problem.
Okay, huge pickup for the Big Red here. Still no interaction from him. So, I mean, this is going to be the juncture. We're going to Big Red, get the plan in action. Use this. We'll pick up another rescue. And then we're going to use souls. We're going to use the Big Red and a rescue in hand to draw 2. I mean, that's a good grip for surviving. Now, is there a way I can play and respect Nibiru? I don't think so. I think it's just going to be a run into it type of deal, and I don't know, hope it doesn't cost me the game.
He's off to the races here. He's going to cycle his whole deck. And I will sit back and let the man have his fun. In terms of breakers, so Sleeper's a light, so you probably have to keep that in mind. Appaloosa is going to be hard for me to use unless he makes the Lyralist. If he makes the Lyralist rank 1, then it's actually 2 wins for me to Super Poly Apo and Mudragon away, or into Mudragon. And then Mudragon would also, in some regards, check the sleeper. So that would be really good for me if that is how he leads.
Insane value from Master Plan. All right, we've already normal summoned. We're going to pick up Agent and Resort.
So he should see my deck size. He knows I'm playing Branded. If he's being truly diligent, what he wants to do is now manufacture a board that is as safe as possible into Super Poly, because he knows it's there.
Okay, so main problem here is my next summon's going to play into Nibiru, and I can't play it. There's no way I can do anything about it. So I could go for the double Helix and just try to stab it and get the quick fix out the deck. It's playing 60 cards, so it is Branded. Majority of it is spells. Large majority of it is spells. I feel like I'm pretty well poised if I call spell to hit. Oh, it's Branded, though. He doesn't play Nib in this deck. Oh, we're totally fine. But he plays Super Poly and Droplet and stuff like that. So we are going to have to worry about that. Okay, let's keep playing then. We'll go this. I'll call spell. Nice.
The thing with this deck is like a lot of 2020 era combo decks. They first kind of explode in value, and then in order to make something meaningful out of it, they neg cards pretty fast. So they'll end up like 7 in hand really early on, and then in order to convert that into something meaningful, they're going to make disruptions. Spell card, yeah, they're probably counting the spells in my deck. Call by the Grave is not a bad draw, because Ash might be in his hand. Anyways, the point is, these cards will evaporate to some degree.
All right, cool. So I'm just going to weave through this here. Hope it ends up being enough here. Droplets and stuff like that are terrifying. But I'm going to be honest, there's no really way I see to play around it. Okay, it's going to get Utility Wire.
That's 2. The only one left is Drone in his deck, and he plays 1. So the next one should cost actual resources. But yeah, he's still going to have plenty of searches here.
Okay, 3 spells. So we'll just go Selene.
So now he's converting the bodies into actual meaningful cards. And he knows I have no hand traps besides Sarnier in my deck, so he has no reason to play around Nib, even if it looks terrible into Nib. He doesn't need to play around it. That's the weird thing with playing perfect deck list. That being said, even if it wasn't perfect deck list, if you see your opponent with a 55, 60 card deck on ladder, you don't really need to play around a lot of the more less stable hand traps, like pretty much Maxi Ash, all you have to really pay credence to. This deck, my deck just plays straight up nothing. It's an OCG philosophy that I don't hate. My tier decks often incorporate similar type of stuff, so I don't think it's necessarily wrong. So what I'm looking for here is a big skill check for him, especially in Conquest, where it's slightly different than actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Does he make the rank 1? Does he make Ensemble Blue Robin? He should not.
Massive barricade board blocker here. I don't think I'm going to use it because I want to get the Spiral Quick Fix to pitch and summon again. Okay, let's go Trigate.
So I should be able to break a Trigate lock, right? There's nothing in this extract that should be completely unbreakable Trigate lock-wise.
Goblin, summon these 2 into Griffin.
The Goblin can use the Apo, which is pretty good actually, because 2 wins now.
Maxi's not going to do me too much. I don't need the extra cards, I don't think. So I'm going to pitch that actually. All right, let's organize top 3 cards of Jesse's deck. What are we looking at here? Tragedy, Opening, or Called by the Grave. I think Called by the Grave is like the best one here.
I haven't been droned yet, so I imagine I get droned here. So look at my top deck. Probably gonna get rid of the call by if he does have Ash. Yeah, so now we have to look at the top 3. There's gonna be some stinker, but I need cards to discard, so that's not even the end of the world. It's not a big deal.
Let's give him Tragedy. Illusion. We're going to special this by pitching Plan. Then 3/4 into Griffin.
Nightmare, Griffin. I'm playing Branded. Why would he try U-Link me? That makes no sense.
Just pitch the Call by the Grave and reset it again. Cool. Okay, and then we go set, Activate the rescue again. Helix. All right. Let's hope Jesse doesn't have like Super Poly or something to ruin my day. We know Despia Tragedies off the top of his deck, and that's like super manageable. Okay, let's see if this works. Upkeep for Spiral Resort. I don't know, the Maxi on the bottom, sure. All right. So a couple things is I know this protects from targeting, but notably Forbidden Droplet does not target. So that's another card that completely just takes down our board. It's going to really depend on what his hand of 6 is here. It's built to play around a lot of things.
Okay. Draw. We drew Tragedy. That is a graveyard effect. That's actually pretty good. So let's see what the set cards could be. The set cards could be Call Buys, Crossouts. Those are both low-key a little annoying. One of them is the gear.
This is what I was like, hoping to do with this deck, though, right? Set up like almost an impenetrable board turn 1. Problem is his deck is like really well equipped to be able to pierce through it. Ah! Ah! No! Oh my god. Damn, bro, that's so irritating.
Then I go Dark for Albaz. This is a normal summon effect, so it's not affected by this. I'm gonna discard Aliber here. Discard Aliber.
Okay, that was a normal summon there. I was like, what the hell is going on? Can't target this. This is a disaster. This is an absolute disaster.
Still can't target either. Next up, send Titaniclad. Go to the Sleeper.
Fuck, dude. Oh my god. No! The Super Poly.
And this clears everything now. Like every card he has. And then this deck struggles with follow-up. He doesn't use the monster effect for Thrust. If I do this, I'm going to Call Bite the Tragedy, then sending Branded Fusion does nothing. I still send Branded Fusion though, I think. Gold Tark's really good. Didn't get Call Bite. That's sick. Next, what I want to do, I can go for Sanctifier Dragon and then just clean the field up. Can't be targeted as well. Do I go Battle Phase first or?
Can't believe the Super Poly, dude. 60 cards, Jesse. This is what it takes to win a World Championship.
Yes, now I can be targeted, but that's whatever. Oh, I'm going to go Albion here. Ashed, okay. I can Fusion Duplication, that's not a problem. He's still going to be struggling on follow-up, though.
I'm getting waxed. Dude.
Now off this, I only have one target. I may as well just do this now. So let's banish the Mercurier. Now I'm going to add this back to hand just to have access to it.
Okay.
Wait, that's so funny. Look, my Albazes are in separate spots because they're not the same art. That's kind of stupid. Let's try this. I may have Call Bide.
In your hand or special summon one Dogmatica or Fallen of Albaz. That's fine.
No? Resolved? Alright, cool. Quem. It's Cartesia, right? Or is it Retribution? Sword. Oh, it might be Sword, actually.
It gets Mercurier.
Then add back Mercurier. So why I'm not doing Cartesia is I can Branded Fusion for Cartesia. For Sanctifier, send Cartesia. I think that might be better.
Okay, I am not confident that this does much of anything, but we'll find out here. I get to get Quick Fix. Whoa, no way. No other material for Quick Fix. Problem is what's going to happen is I'm going to use Drone because I need to get back the guy, and that's just going to get negated, and then it's not going to work out. Let's summon Quick Fix, maybe? Yeah, no effect, unfortunately.
He has 8 in extra deck. I mean, that's not nothing, but it's lacking a lot. He can Drone add back here. Sleeper's banished, which is important. It's just gone forever. And the thing is, I have good follow-up. I have good rotation. I have floaters. I should be relatively safe.
Do not negate my Drone?
Do I want to Mercurier this? I feel like it's not even a bad Mercurier.
What was the play? Yeah.
it's negated, but we'll check for a toggle or whatever. Maybe he'll do something silly. I don't know what you can do to it, but yeah.
Okay, I have to hit this. Spell is still the most likely decision. I don't have any other thing to do. If I hit this, I have a chance because I can utility wire. If I don't, I'm screwed. Nice. Okay, wow.
So he's thinking of chaining the trap here to bounce back to Quem, which is not bad.
I'm slightly terrified because I don't know exactly what this is. I think this just gets him another Mirror Jade. I don't beat 2 Mirror Jade. I don't want to put this back in case he only plays 1. Does he only play 1? I can see. Plays 2 Mirror Jade. Okay, I can utility wire this back. And then what?
If this was a dragon, I can go for a Star Source play. But it's not. Oh, he's going to bounce now. Want me to chain it? I don't get it.
Argene you all. I mean, I think I should just probably scoop this one up. I don't ever win this one. Yep. Well fought. I can't beat the super polymerization. That's the one card. Like, and droplet too. I guess I have a lot of cards that I am like vulnerable to, but tough break, honestly.
Wonder if Gage is raging right now.
Just get me out of here. I can't win this one. Whack. Whack. Look, man, I'm not gonna let you 3-0 me like that. I was so proud of that board. I was looking at it like a proud father. I was like, this thing is gonna make it unless he has super poly or maybe droplet. And you had the super poly. That's just the game. That's just the game. Were you even a little bit scared of my Ed board? Were you at all scared of it? No, come on, man. It's 2025. That spiral board doesn't scare you anymore.
Not when I got a super poly in hand.
All right, well, we'll queue up another one. I will win this one. I promise you I will. If it
now you're going up against Snake Eye, so...
yeah, so at least I know what I'm up against. I'm going to go first again. Good luck in the last one, okay? Oh my goodness, bro. I'm getting waxed. I'm getting waxed. At least they're good games, right? I could queue up the Centurion again, or I could queue up the P.U.N.K. Let's check his Snake deck. I got to be worried about Drool, Hua, Ash, Maxi, Nib. Those cards all suck for me. I'm pretty sure Centurion might be my best bet against that. I'm going to take the Centurion up again. I'm gonna bring this into battle. I'm gonna hope this one does the job here.
Now he gets to play against the hardest deck. So let's see how he does against Snake Eyes. He's debating what to play. If I were him, I would queue Spiral again. That is probably the best shot. However, my deck plays 3 Droll through Fua. Some people argue, though, that you should be playing your worst matchup first if you're down 0-2, because you want to try rally back momentum, or like make it get the hard part done first. I prefer the opposite, actually. To rally momentum, easy ones out of the way first, make your opponents scared, make them get in their head, because that like the mind battles, it's real. I'm going second again, so it's fine, no problemo. All right, Mr. Snake Eyes, show me what you got.
All right. That is game 3. Hopefully I don't get 3-0'd by the world champ. Would you guys blame me if I did, though? Would you guys blame me, honestly? Hand looks extremely good. A lot of playthroughs here with Called By, Stand Up Trudea.
Just shotgun this now. Bring on talents. One of us in all of his decks.
Okay, we're going to start with Ash Blossom. We'll keep Called By for a Veiler or something like that. Again, only card that's really detrimental is, truthfully, our good friend, Nibiru. That's going to be the one problem.
I'd rather have got Call By. That way I can't get Max Heat back, but that's fine.
That's like the first checkpoint. I can pick up Phalanx for Disruption.
So hand traps in this deck. There are Bistrels in this deck to be careful of. 3 Bistrels, precisely, at Phalanx. So he wants to play around Droll. He knows it's there. I'm still going to Droll, because this signifies he has some level of extension. Otherwise, this makes no sense. It didn't matter anyways. Never mind.
Stops you from getting Emblema and Wake Up and the entire rest of the combo. So I feel like it's well used there. Only card I do got to be worried about now is like Nib.
Oh, I already have this. Okay, so he's going to have a lot to play with. Discarding Veilers. His last card's Phalanx. We don't know his entire hand. Unless he was Legation, which will have one unknown. Yep, so this is level 4. And then, oh, he's gonna draw off Atri as well. I guess that deck is so good when it gets uninterrupted like this.
Little chain block action going on here. Okay, so far so good. Let's get Atria. Nib territory? Doesn't look like it. Okay, good. And Maxi's a great draw. All right, Auxilla.
It probably should have been Wake Up instead of the trap he got. I guess he was playing around hand traps here, but...
Wake Up for 4.
This is fine. It's Gargoyle, Phalanx, Unknown. It's going to be double Blazer I have to deal with. Getting Ash Carbide, so I have 2 less cards in my hand, is rough.
All right, and then Crimson Dragon. Make a Blazar. Okay. I mean, this is it. Just set a card. End phase. Set something else with Auxilla. We'll go Auxilla. I can put back Atri. That'll be another draw. And then that's another 12 into Blazar Dragon as soon as he passes priority. During his draw phase, I'm just going to use the Maxi. Just put some pressure on him.
Pretty poor. Pretty poor draw. Maxi. All right, well. That was his draw off Atri, which is unfortunate. I'm still going to have to stop it, but it's going to get negated by Blazar probably.
I have a lot of hand traps in this list. I could Blazar here, and I think that'd be fine. I can just set up the other one, force the Maxi through.
He's debating stopping it or not. I don't think that makes too much of a difference. If he doesn't stop it, then I still have to deal with Blazar. 2 Blazars to 3 cards. Yeah.
All right, now when he passes priority, we're just going to make the other Blazar.
Wish this was Sengajin, which is why I play 3 Sengajin over Golem. This is for sure the worst to draw.
Turn my toggle on.
Okay. Yeah, second Blazar. So 2 Omnis. And the Phalanx to deal with, and then 1 mystery card in hand. And a Gargoyle. Not simple.
I'm going to negate this one.
And he's just going to shotgun. I don't think this is correct, by the way. But I, however, cannot beat it. Because the problem is, what do you do now if I Engraver? Like, if you negate this, or the Tract, and my last card is Snake Eye, like Bonfire, you just lose.
I think I just... Do I negate the Tract here?
Bonfire is that one, I guess, but it's still like 2 cards in the deck that just lose to. It's not a risk worth taking.
The last card is Bonfire or Ash. It kind of fucking is insane, but this stops everything else. I think I'm going to do it here.
Golem really isn't very good. Yeah, I don't agree with this. But I can't do anything about it. Unfortunate.
Okay, we got one. We got one. We got one. All right, all right. Okay, we got one. Told y'all I was your biggest challenge yet. I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
Call by cross out, pretty good.
It's all right. It was above average, I guess you could say.
My hand was good too, and I guess just got whoa, yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping. I was like, maybe that last card, if it's Bonfire or Ash, I guess I just lose. But I was like,
yeah,
I got.
Why did you negate the Golem?
I just felt like I had enough things to use him with.
But you just yeah, but I mean, you just said like if I had Ash or Bonfire, you lost.
But I read your soul, Jesse. You didn't have it. I knew you didn't have it. All right, I'm assuming. I'm assuming you want to go first for the the round here.
And anything else from now on, I will be starting.
All right, sounds like a plan, dude. All right, good luck, okay?
Best luck.
Keep the Punk. Haven't played the Punk yet. A lot of hand traps in it. Feel like I'm most poised with it. Like I said, Spiral is going to be a last case scenario. If I can somehow maybe corner it and make him brick or something, we get a chance. Maybe we get a chance. I didn't expect to be starting off the series 0-2.
All right, I get to go first here. All right. No Snake Eyes card. This is the Punk deck. So let's pull up the Punk deck's non-engine. I really hope he doesn't have Ash because my hand cannot play through hand traps. I mean, I'm gonna just play Fiends with Control, which is like not the end of the world, but Ash specifically just messes me up brutally.
I got an Ash and a Dream. At least I'm like familiar with the deck, so maybe I'll be able to like make good use of it. Maybe he doesn't open great. Okay.
No toggle there. I don't play Paradise in this deck because I don't find myself playing Pure Fiendsmith that often. However, it would be nice here. I'll say that much.
I'm just going to give him the info that I have it, but I'm going to take a moment to think. Normal Lurie is typically powerful, but it shows me he doesn't have another normal summon. Sinful Spoils is a 1, so unless he opens up Millennium Sinful Spoils, he's not going to have access to his engine. Bonfire Poplar does it too, but I think this is going to be the best opportunity I have to do something.
Thinking here on what? You surely asked this if you in this position. Yeah. Alright. Well, unfortunately, my hand is not very good, so I'd have to just pass here.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's what I needed. Now I can play the game. That's a great draw. Alright, I mean, I'm going to try to go for a kill. We're going to start by normal summoning Zayamin. Oh my god, it resolved. Oh my god, my heart!
This deck does have Call by Crossout. So if those are there, it's a shame, but I have no control over how this goes.
Okay, just Call by the Grave It.
You know, games be like that sometimes. The fact that he had no toggles means his hand is mostly engine or other ashes and such, which is really rough.
Something else. Uh-oh. I don't like that.
We're gonna get Shirakusai, Wagon.
I'm going to use Wagon and get the effect here because I have E-Telly. I have a feeling we'll still be able to push through. I don't know what this last hand trap in his hand is, but once I set up my negate, I think I should be fine.
Alright, I have to nib here.
Nib check. Nib check. He has to nib here. Otherwise, I just make the jam fever. Nice. Okay. And then we're still good.
If he goes Foxy Tune next, do I even Ash that? What does it do for him? Gets the draw card.
Okay. I will get a draw.
I'm gonna Ash this.
No shot. Oh my god. What are we talking about? Oh man.
So his last card's Foxy Tune, and then the card he drew off of the field spell here. And I have to hope this is enough to keep him at bay.
Pitch these, get Madam Spider, and I think it's still Fiendsmith, so this is fine.
Oh, you can get the trap. It gets Habu Gabu, whatever it's called. Got some other draw as well, right? I mean, that's for sure worth it for him. Yeah, it definitely does suck for me still, but the other play is Deer Note, Crash, make the rank 8.
Oh, well, that is not better. What's the requirements? 2 effects. Oh, man. That's a mistake. I should have went for Madam Spider. If I did Madam Spider, I would have got a draw. A Nishiwari surprise. I could have kept Nib. That was a huge mistake. Oh, my goodness.
All right, give me a Monstrek and normal summon. I can't. Never mind. Fiendsmith doesn't do anything. Give me a playable card then. That works. That is good enough.
I thought I could have went Moon full combo there. Oh, it's over. Wait. No.
Get Lurie out. Oh, please do. A sequence.
Looking grim. It's looking grim. Oh, man. Nishiwari. How would that ended up? I got another draw. I would have kept Nib.
So what does it do? When it dies, special summon 1 punk in your grave, it's level 5 monster, special summon it. So it brings back, or this, right? Alchemy like this, and then it's 2 bodies. He has Shurikusai. Okay, so ideally I stop it. I go Caesar and just negate it. Oh, did I have game if I sent this off instead? Because then I had 2 engravers make Caesar attack negate 50. Oh, oops. All right, well.
I think I could have won that if I kept the nib. Oh.
All right, I messed up.
All right, well, I mean, for what it's worth, I got another turn. For what it's worth, I got another turn. We'll see if it matters.
If I had Numday, I'd Lacrima again. That'd be pretty funny. Burn for 12 again. Like, make IP Lacrima. Or like Monday. I can still get to Lacrima here. I just wouldn't do anything else.
I can't pay anything for punks for that. Dude, a Psychic End Punisher would be friggin' nuts here.
Alright, Caesar SP to 0 cards. And Nib, I guess. Engraver follow-up.
Just gonna show it to him. It's not gonna win. I can't even pay life for it.
Can't even pay life points. It's a 200.
Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Good game, Jesse Cotton. Good game. Ah, that's all right. Good games. Dude, I summoned that, oh my god, I summoned that Deer Note, and I was mortified to learn that Closed Moon takes 2 effect monsters. I was like, no. Oh, man. That was a close one. Good games, though, man. Holding that Ash until that Rising Carp was kind of crazy. Was that like, did you have that planned in mind to hold it all the way until then?
It was more so for Requiem. But the second you made Rising Carp, if you wanted to insulate your Requiem from Ash, you can make the, what's it called anyways? The rank 8. Mm-hmm. So then that becomes the other target. That people often like just Ash the first thing versus Punk, and that's like fine. But when you have multiple hand traps, then holding a carp is typically pretty good. And my hand was
absolutely. And trying to play through them is tough, dude. I don't know, man. That was a good hold on there. That was well played, man. Thanks for playing the match with me. Jesse, obviously everybody should know who you are based on your credentials and everything, but do you want to shout yourself out where people can find you?
The main place you can find me is on my own YouTube channel, Jesse Cotton YGO, but I also stream, same name. And on Twitter, want to follow me at events. I'll post updates there. Again, same name. I just go by my name, Jesse Cotton.
All right, Jesse, thanks for playing, man. Take it easy, dude, okay?
All right, have a good one.